Hello guys, welcome to day 239 from 400 Days of Learning Programming Challenge. Last night I tried a couple of hours to find out the solution of my code. As you might know, I'm trying to create AI, a reinforcement learning, that agent trying to find its way to the terminal. So I was stuck in some place of my code, but I found out the solution finally. So I asked help from ChatGPT, and I received a solution for it finally. And right now I'm trying to figure out what is going on in my codes, because a lot of these codes have been found from ChatGPT. So I'm going to analyze them and see what's going on here. So let me show you what I have found. After I run these codes, as you can see here, I can find the agent have found the solution, the path to the terminals. So T in here and here and here and here means the terminals. The terminals are the place that the agents have to go and find them. So W stands for west and S for south, and etc. These are showing the directions to the terminals. The easiest way, the shortest way to the terminals. So it looks like works, because here in my variables, I have a variable called world and a variable called world0. So if these two variables have the same numbers in their cells, it means the answers has been found in the right manner. The true answer has been found. So let's get back here and check every line of codes. Let me open ChatGPT. One thing that I want to do is to write the notes for myself in every line. So first I have to understand what's going on here. So clear all mean clear everything from the past, my past codes in here and here, I think. CLC do the same, close all the windows, I think. And world0 create a matrix that you can see here with 7 rows and 8 columns. World0 as well. So these are predefined in order to fill them in here in these codes. Arrows is what I named for my directions in here, and it should be the same cell, the same rows and columns as the world, because these are going to show the directions. And the gamma is 1. Gamma, I think, is the discount factor in reinforcement learning. I don't know what is this doing exactly, but as little I know, and the gamma is in a continuous questions, we need a discount factor that is slow down our results. So maybe we have infinite results, but we don't want to have infinite results, because when we run the cells, it took a lot of times to find out the answer. So we put a gamma here in order to make this. Or maybe I'm wrong. In periodic questions, we might, I think we put gamma in 1. Let's ask the ChatGPT. Gamma is a variable that's being used to calculate the discounted future reward in a grid world problem. It is important for determining the value of future states in Markov decision process. In this code snippet, gamma is set to 1. This line represents the calculation of total expected reward when moving in the north direction. In this calculation, the reward n for moving north is added to the product of gamma and the value of the state in the grid world position RC. This calculation is repeated for 3 other directions in grid world problem as well. So I think my first definition of gamma was true. So the gamma is a discount factor. What is it that is equal to 0? It, I think, mean iteration. So iteration plus 1 mean going 1 iteration. I think that ask ChatGPT for this question. What is it mean in the code below? In this code, it is a variable that is being used to keep track the number of iterations in the while loop. It is being incremented by 1 in each iteration of the loop. To keep track of the number of iterations, why we need to track the number of iterations? Is it okay to type this like arrows? Maybe not. let's come back to this later. Apar equal to 1. It's a condition. It's a flag. While napar is equal to 1 for r. By r I think it means rows. Rows from 1 to 7. From 1 to 7. And columns, for columns 1 to 8, because we have 8 columns. Reward n, mean north, is equal to -1, east -1, south -1, west -1. But we have a condition. If we receive to the terminals, the rewards are equal to 0. So I think here it says if we are in the row 1 and column 2, so row 1 column 2 here. If we are here and we want to go to the west, which is a terminal, the 0 mean terminal here. If we are in this cell and we want to go to the west, then reward W, which was -1, is equal to 0 now. And if we are in a row 2 and cell 1, row 2 column 1 here, right? And we want to go to the north, which is terminal, so the reward n should be equal to 0, and etc. Here is another line of code, I think. So let's explain them by line by one by one. If we are row 7 and column 8, also let me tell you that we cannot go by what do you call it, diameter. I mean, if you are in the cell row 2 column 2, we cannot go to the terminal from here. So let's create rules. Let's find other rules for this terminal, and this terminal. So these 2 lines are for the first terminal. We can type some explanation for ourselves, like I can say percentage. This is for the terminal 1. I think here is terminal 2. Right? So row 7, column 8 mean row 7, column 8. Column 8. This is a little bit weird for me, because as you can see here in this place, we mentioned the cells around the terminal, like row 2 column 1, row 2 column 1. We mentioned the cells around the terminal, but here right now is exactly mentioned the terminal itself. So it says if row 7 and column 8, row 7 column 8, it means terminal. reward south should be 0. It's true, I think. Reward 1, column 2, reward row 1, column 2, row 1, column 2, going to the west, it should be equal to 0. And if row 7 is column 8, reward south is equal to 0, this is, I think, a mistake. If we are here, the south is an empty cell, so it shouldn't be equal to 0. I think it should be -1. And mark this place for myself, and let's say is this okay? Let's check other cells. If we are in the row 6 and column 7, row 6, column 7, okay. Reward should be equal to 0. Reward east, to the right. It should be -1. I think this is wrong as well. This is wrong as well. Let's check out the other cells. Else if row 1, column 1, row 1, column 1, I mean the terminal, if it's terminal, and if row 7, column 8, row 7, column 8, okay, and if, I mean, or row 6, column 2, row 6, column 2, okay, or row 3, column 6, row 3, column 6, okay. It's mentioned all the terminals. If it's about terminals, set rewards to 0 at a specific cells, like reward NESWR 0. Okay, but why it is repeated the things like, oh, okay, so it is just say if all the cells are the terminal cells, it should be, and then the number should be 0, and here says all cells around the terminals should be equal to 0 as well if they go to that terminal. But is it necessary to do it twice? Because here it already says if the cells are this, the calculation should be 0. Let me remove these lines and see if it affects the results. Control S. Let's run. Oops. Illegal use of reverse keyword else if. Okay, we can say if. Now run. So here is terminal. It's going to the west. It's going to the west. It's going to the north. Here we have east, which is going to the terminal, south to the terminal, south to the terminal, west, west, north, terminal. If terminal is here, we have north to the terminal, east to the terminal, west to the terminal, south to the terminal. So I think those lines were not necessary. Let's remove them. Let's check out the table to see if anything goes wrong. So we have a cells call here and the word 0 as well. All the things are the same. So I think, I hope we set everything right. So we have here, save it. This is for terminals. So rewards are -1 unless we have terminals. End of story. But what is this one? If our row is 1 and column is 1, if row is 1 and column is 1, okay, or row is 7, column is 8, row is 7, column is 8, or maybe or 3 and column is 6, and row is 6, column 2, 6, column 2. The directions are 0 as well. So what is the difference between rewards here and TE? Let's find out what is TE. Okay, TE is TE indicates the formula of Markov, I think. So right now we just set the rewards here, but we didn't say how we need to gain these rewards. So these are terminals. Okay, I spent about 25 minutes. That's enough for today. I'm going to check this again in tomorrow and see if anything else goes wrong here. Thank you guys for watching. See you tomorrow.